Hi everyone, happy Monday. It's Tiffany and Brandon here from BMW Gallery. We go live every Monday right around 12:30. This week we're going to show you some really cool things per usual, but before we start, a constant reminder, click the little follow button in the bottom screen so you can keep up with any updates anytime we go live, which is every Monday. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, anything that you haven't followed us on already. And get ready to go for an awesome test drive in our M4 Convertible. So we're inside the car right now, as you can see, and I'll twist it a little bit.
Today we have a manual transmission car.
See?
Believe it or not, we still have those around, and some people still know how to drive them.
Now, before we start, I think we're going to go over a little bit about what's under the hood, what's outside of the car. I mean, obviously you can see from right here, the top is up, and I don't think that's any fun because it is the first day of spring. I think the snow might make you feel a little differently, but we're not going to let it stop us. We're still going to take a ride in a convertible. So do you want to look under the hood first?
Yeah, let's take a peek under the hood.
Yeah. So you can hear it right away because we're in our delivery bay right now. You can hear the M Performance, that sound. And we're doing this for M Madness right under. So why don't you take us through it just a little bit?
As always, we've gone over the M cars already before. Engine bay looks very similar. You have the beautiful carbon fiber strut mount brace, the M Performance engine cover, the intercooler top mounted on the car, and then of course this beautiful Yas Marina blue color.
I love the blue.
Yas Marina being named after the famous racetrack over in Europe.
Because it is a race car.
Now, we took the M3 out before, the white one with the red leather. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go back and look at that video. That was a competition package M car. This one is just a standard M4 non-competition package, but it still packs a punch.
Can we take the hood down?
Yeah, why don't we put the top down, we'll hop in.
At the top. That's what I meant, yeah. Let's see. So it's pretty simple to put the top down. It's just the click of a button. You can do it pretty easy. It comes pretty quick. See it lift up in the back. Packs right down. Now, does the car have to be unlocked? Is there anything that you need to know to get the top down? Anything particular?
No, the car does not even have to be running, actually. You can do it just with the key fob. The car doesn't need to be unlocked. If it's running, obviously you need to be in it. But,
True.
It's really easy. It's just a button. You press it and hold it, and it's knocked down. You got a trunk. You lose a little bit of trunk space, but the really neat thing here is there's a button right up here, actually.
Okay.
You can press that, and it will actually pick everything up. So the entire roof system.
Just kind of back up so you can see.
So it picks up the entire roof system, and you can move the partition out of the way, and you can access the full capacity of your trunk in the M4 Convertible.
So you're really not missing out on any, you're not going out of your way to kind of, I can't see. They make it easy for you.
Rolls into that trunk, you can still get it without a rubber.
Right.
Nice.
Want to go for a ride?
Let's go for a ride.
All right. So you talked a little bit about how this is a manual transmission. I know the other cars we've taken out haven't been manual. So can you talk a little bit about what that means, what that does for the car?
So the other cars that we've taken out were dual clutch transmission. This would be a single clutch transmission, as it is a manual transmission. So it's a 6-speed manual gearbox. So unlike the dual clutch, we don't have a setting down here controlling the shifter speeds because it's all on you now. We still do have, of course, our different sport buttons down here. So the way the engine's going to react here, traction control, we have the suspension, steering, our camera system, and then our park distance control system, which is awesome. If you take a peek, actually, right here up on the screen, we have a 360 view surround, and then you can also view just the two front cameras.
Perfect.
Now, let's go for a drive.
Where are we going?
Today, we're just going to take a simple cruise. We're not going to go anywhere special, but really anywhere you go in this car, it's always going to be special.
Perfect. And as far as I know it's a convertible, obviously.
Yes.
How does this drive in what I'm going to call our extended winter? It's first day of spring. There's still snow on the ground. If it were to snow again, not that I want to jinx anyone, how does this car perform on those roads?
This car, just like any other rear-wheel drive performance car, it's going to handle just fine, given that you have the correct tire on the car.
Okay. Never going to get used to it. And I know you were telling me earlier, and they are on currently, our neck warmers, any other, fun little amenities like that in the car that make it super comfortable for your everyday driver.
Yeah, you got the heated seats and steering wheel, as well as the neck warmers, which we have in this car, which just makes it fantastically easy to drive. We have the windows up, the rear windscreen in place, and like I said before, when we took the bright blue M240 out, it's just like driving just with the sunroof open. It's nice and easy.
What about the sound system, the speaker system in this car? I think that's always really important, and little things like that are really important in a convertible, so you can hear the music when the top's down. Can you talk a little bit about that?
In the M4 Convertible, we do have here the Harman Kardon surround sound system that is about 610 watts. It is an incredible sound system. Great bang for your buck. Plenty loud enough for a convertible.
And speaking of bang for your buck, if we're talking about MSRP price on this car, what are we looking at? Probably around 80?
Yeah, you're going to be looking somewhere around 76 to, $90,000.
Okay.
When you think about what you're getting in this car, it's really a lot.
Right.
It's just a lot of fun.
Definitely a fun car to drive. So, what about gas mileage?
So gas mileage is actually an excellent question with these cars, because it's actually a 6-cylinder turbocharger, just like most of our other cars.
Really?
Yep. So you actually can achieve really great fuel economy between 23 and 30 miles to the gallon. The average mile per gallon in this car actually is 20 though, but on highway, we've definitely seen some people get somewhere around 30.
30. That's great for a car like, a car like this, built for performance, built as a race car. I think that's always good to remind people of, the M Performance. It's a race car.
Absolutely. One of the other really cool things about this car is it has what's called downshift rev matching with your manual transmission.
What's that?
What that means is when you downshift a gear, normally you would have to give the accelerator pedal just a little bit of a tap, just so you can get the revs of the engine to where they need to be.
Okay.
Those of you who drive manuals know what that is. In this car, it does it for you. So you don't have to do it all the time. And for those of you that are learning manuals, it does it for you, and it just makes you look like a professional at what you're trying to do.
Now, you're behind the wheel. I'm not behind the wheel, obviously. So can you tell me a little bit about how that feels for someone who's driving it? What it's like to drive this car?
What it's like to drive this car is a whole nother experience in itself. 1, because it's convertible. 2, because it's a manual. And 3, because it's an M car.
Okay.
So the convertible alone just gives you a whole new spatial feeling.
Right.
You hear a lot more of the engine. You hear a lot more of the outside. There's no blind spots whatsoever when you have the top down, and not so much when you have the top up either. Also, it being an M car, it is a race car for the road, so it's just an experience in itself right there. But it being a manual transmission makes it 10 times better.
Do you have a preference on transmission personally? Not that one is better than the other or anything like that, but when you drive.
When I drive, since I'm not at the racetrack all the time, and quite frankly, I'm very rarely there, I would like to be there more often. But in a daily drive aspect, I'd rather have the manual, because you can get more out of it. It's just more fun.
Okay.
But the dual clutch transmission is a force to be reckoned with at the track.
True. I just want everyone to hear that. I think that's one thing that is great when we take convertibles off the lot, that you don't necessarily get in our videos with a sedan, is that you can really hear that engine. You can really hear it. I think it's a sound that a lot of people enjoy and, you know, be able to rev it. Yeah, exactly. Now, for those of you who maybe don't tune in to our weekly videos or who aren't familiar with our, you know, our live sessions, just as a reminder, Brandon is our product genius at BMW Gallery. So he's an expert on pretty much our entire lineup of cars. And he and his team know just about anything there is to know about the cars on our lot. So he's a great source of knowledge, especially in these videos. We do oftentimes get, you know, live questions that we do our best to answer, and that usually he can answer no problem. So if you have questions throughout the video, definitely share them. We'll answer them. You know, we'll do our best to kind of keep it going that way. And like I said, we go live every Monday, 12:30. We take new cars off the lot. We take, you know, we go through tutorials. So things that you want to see, we also want to hear from you too. You know, we love video requests. We'll do them. There you go. So you were saying about burnouts.
Yes, as much as I would love to take a car off the lot and just do some burnouts like this one, for example, it wouldn't exactly be fair to some of our customers who may purchase this vehicle. So you do have to keep in mind that these cars that we're driving, someone is going to buy.
So can you tell me a little bit, as let's go on the donut track. I mean, we're not going to go out and do donuts, but can you tell me the effect that has on a car like this for people who, you know, maybe want to do them in their own vehicles?
Yeah, so I mean, you can absolutely do them, but there's break-in periods on these cars. You know, you can't go over 4,500 RPMs in the first 1,200 miles to make sure the engine wears in properly, as well as the tires. If you have less than 200 miles on the tires when they're brand new, if you don't have full capability of the tire, they're not just like the engine broken in yet. Now, anybody could do donuts in their M car. It's pretty easy. Speak from experience, it's definitely easy. But you don't want to do it when it's brand new, because it's not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form.
And I know we've talked in past videos about like launch control and things like that. Is that possible to do in this car?
So the manual transmission BMW cars do not have launch control.
Okay.
It's just traditional rev it up and drop the clutch.
Rev it up and drop the clutch. Want to show us?
No. We're not gonna do that. No revving it up and dropping the clutch today.
No. What effect does that have on the car?
Well, revving the engine up and then dropping the clutch, on those of you who have a manual transmission car, would know what kind of effect it has, and it's not a good one. You end up wearing out your clutch and needing a new one very quickly.
What type of horsepower, you know, is behind this engine in particular?
Yeah, it's about 426 horsepower and about 440 pound-feet of torque.
Okay.
BMW, like a lot of German automakers do, underrate their power output. So this car does make quite a bit more than that. It is a lot more than that, actually, which translates into a lot faster 0 to 60 times.
I think that if you're buying an M car, is it safe to assume, you know, you enjoy the speed, you enjoy using that torque, that horsepower when you're behind the wheel, so having more of it is what you're looking for, but not necessarily something that you think about when you're buying, or you think about when you're buying a convertible. I think a lot of people think of like cruising and things like that. So having that extra power behind it is is really unique.
Absolutely. Having this much power behind a car of this size and that it's a convertible makes it very special and fun to drive on any day, really. I mean, right now it's 46 degrees and we can have the top down comfortably.
Right.
So I'd say it makes pretty much any drive special.
Is there anything added to this particular car that maybe your standard M4 wouldn't have?
No, not really. I mean, this has, you know, the leather seats, multifunction, as they always should be on the M cars, and it has, I believe, actually the only option on this one, like we've used in just about every car that we've taken out, is Wi-Fi hotspot and wireless charging for Android and other compatible phones.
I know in a previous video, for those of you who follow us every week, or maybe if you want to go back, we have taken out, or you have taken out, the 240 convertible with Courtney. Can you compare this, or maybe even contrast it a little bit to that car that you've already kind of taken out? What are some of the major differences between the M4 and the 240?
Well, the M240 isn't a true M car. It's just a halfway point. It does a pretty good job at it, though, I'll tell you that. The 240 is also a soft top, where this is a hard top convertible.
Okay.
And this, hands down, would beat the M240 on the track, because this was designed more for the track than that car was. That is just designed as a very fast road car.
And Gwendolyn asked if we have heated seats. I will say yes, we do. They're very comfortable.
We don't actually even have them on right now.
No, but we
do.
do.
It's not that cold.
The neck warmers, which I thought were something really fun in this car, because it isn't the warmest day, but they're keeping us warm without even having to put on the heated seats. Like, his seat's not on. Can you talk about how this convertible also compares to other convertibles in the BMW lineup, like maybe even the Z4?
The Z4 doesn't really compare either to this. I mean, it is a hard top, but they discontinued it last August and are no longer making it, unfortunately.
Right.
They will be coming out with what's called the Z5, however, and the Z4 is just a small roadster. Although it is fast and it's a lot of fun, it's not on the same playing field as the M4 convertible.
We have a question from Andrew. So he wants to know, the E63 AMG S versus the M4, who wins the race?
Brand new car, E63. The 4 Series and the E63 aren't in the same bracket, so that's kind of a tough comparison. And honestly, the E63 probably would beat the M4 convertible because of the power output. The E-Class is on the same power bracket as our M5, and when you get to that play point, it's the M5 that beats the E63.
Okay.
As long as it has the competition package, because the E63S is basically an E63 with the competition package.
Good to know. I think it also depends on the driver. You think you could win?
Yeah, I think I could win.
Get a little view. I mean, I love doing these videos with you because you're right behind the wheel. It's live, so you know, you're honest, you're open about what's going on, and it's like taking a test drive from your desk if you're at work, or from your chairs if you're at home. I mean, it's nice to get out of the office.
It is definitely nice. And with that sun beating down on us, it makes it very comfortable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're sitting in a little bit of traffic here, so it's kind of boring, but it's not bad either. Most people with manual transmissions have a hard time driving in traffic like this, but where BMW has a very light clutch, it makes it very easy.
Andrew says, don't take a left into Mercedes-Benz Westwood.
No, we will not take a left into Mercedes-Benz. We are absolutely not going to go there.
Rostalab says he wants to see it on a clear road, not in traffic. We get it. We don't want to be in traffic either.
Unfortunately, this is Norwood at 1 in the afternoon, so it's not the easiest to get away from the traffic.
What I will say is I think that once we get through this light up here, which we should get through, we should be the next pass. You'll be able to see us on clear roads. We'll be able to, you know,
Open it up a little bit.
Thank you. I'm like, I'm losing my words today.
Do we have any other questions from anyone at this time?
You were talking about rear wheel drive in this car and how you need the right tires to kind of drive it in the winter. Can you talk? Oh, what is the sticker on M4? So we were talking about this a few minutes ago, and I looked at our window sticker. It looks like it's at around 82 MSRP price, or 83.
Yeah, so the convertible does sit at a higher price than the M4, a few $1,000s more. But it all depends on which car you want and how you build it. Just like every other BMW, thankfully you can build it with absolutely everything that you want or nothing.
They want to hear the engine. Let's hear the end. That's a great thing about the convertible too, is you can hear that engine because we're free of any constraints upward. And hopefully we'll get through this light and you'll be able to see it on the road. I think that's the coolest part about the videos too, is being able to watch us kind of fly down the road as you're not afraid to do.
Well, we try to not fly down the road. We don't want to attract attention.
No, always keeping it within the speed limit.
It's a little bit difficult in the bright blue BMW convertible. Especially since it makes lots of noise.
Where does that noise come from?
Well, that comes between the exhaust and the engine itself.
They meant the engine off the UPS. Funny, funny, funny. Alright, we should be able to make this light. Oh, taking a right. And we're heading back to the dealership, so you can see us on clear road. You can hear us. And from a passenger perspective, this is a smooth ride. It's comfortable. Would you say that manually, is there a big difference taking this specific car on those back roads that we were on a few minutes ago versus kind of being able to go on the open road, more of like a highway here?
I think no matter what road you're on in this car, you're just going to have a great experience. This car was made for Autobahn cruising as well as back road whipping. So you can have a great time no matter what road you're on. It's not too stiff and it's not soft either.
Okay.
They designed this car very well. It actually has solid mounted rear suspension. So the car does ride a little bit stiffer than your average car, but it's not uncomfortable either.
Gwendolyn wants to know how fast we're driving. I can answer this. He's going about 60 right now, maybe a little under 60, you can see there. We always try to keep within the speed limits of our videos because as a dealership, you know, we want to do right by the car. We want to follow traffic rules. But with that sound, you feel, you know, it's a rush. You feel like you're going faster than you really are, even though you're keeping right between those speed limits.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, you really don't need to speed in this car to be able to have fun. I mean, obviously going a little bit faster than you should be can be fun too, but that's on your own time.
Can you get X-Drive on the M4 hardtop?
No, you cannot get X-Drive on any of the M cars except for our SUV versions, which is the X5M and the X6M. Soon to be coming out will be the 2018 M5. And supposedly, not officially confirmed yet, we will be receiving an all-wheel drive system on that car for the first time ever.
Would you take this car out in the winter, though, even though it doesn't have X-Drive?
I would, but only with snow tires.
True. I think the tires make a big difference on any car, especially, you know, ones like these. Does the manual clutch feel different to you as a driver than that dual clutch system?
Well, yeah, because you really feel a lot more connected with the car having a manual transmission car as opposed to an automatic. Just like with any other branded car, it just kind of really makes you feel one with the vehicle.
Okay.
You're the one that's controlling half of what it's doing. Plus, it keeps you from texting and driving.
Valid point.
Your hands are always busy.
But you can still go live as long as you have a friend.
Absolutely. And with this car, if you have an Android device, it will read your text messages to you.
And then in here, is this the wireless charging?
No, so the wireless charging is located in the armrest.
Okay. So it's like right over here, just to give everyone a view of what this car looks like. And I'm just going to give you a view of the back seat really quick. So it is at least a four-seater convertible. I'm like, I had to look back really quick to see what we had. So we talked about trunk space earlier. You get a little bit of trunk space, you get the convenience, and you can still fit your friends when you want to go for a ride, which is important, I think, unless obviously you're looking at, you know, two-seaters, because then it's not so important.
Yeah, I think I don't really think the backseat passengers matter a whole lot in cars like this.
Right.
It's definitely more geared towards the driver and the passenger.
And we're pulling right back onto the dealership. So if nobody has any more questions, I think we're going to try to wrap it up for today. Like I said, make sure you follow us on Mondays at 12:30. We go live every Monday. The two of us will be doing something fun every week. Or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Shoot us video requests, questions, anything that you really want to offer, we'll take. So we hope you guys had fun, because we know we did, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.